Hello, everyone. A very good evening to all of you. I'm Sayukta from Beautiful Spotless Skin Team, and I'm sure all of you must be doing really good. So, welcome everyone on this very special Facebook Live session. In this live, we will be shedding light on a condition that affects millions worldwide. As the temperature drops and the air turns drier, many of us found our hair struggling to stay as vibrant and healthy as it was during warmer months. Winter hair care isn't just about keeping your hair covered or dry, it's about understanding how the cold weather affects your scalp and strands. During the colder months, the air reduce, moisture content combined with indoor heating can leave you hair parched, brittle, and more prone to damage. But beyond that, winter can also make your scalp dry, leading to dandruff and irritation. Understanding how these seasonal changes impact your hair can help you take proactive steps towards healthy hair year round. So today's live session is dedicated to hair care during winters, where our expert will help debunk some common myths and share effective tips for maintaining lush, hydrated hair even when the weather is harsh. Whether you are dealing with dry hair, frizzy hair, split ends, or simply looking for ways to protect your hair, this session is just for you. This session promises to be both informative and engaging. So today we are honored to introduce Dr. Gulshant Panesar, a renowned skin expert from Delhi who's here with us and joining us from South Extension, Delhi. She has an experience of 33 plus years in this field and she practices at her own clinic, which is Skin Solutions by Dr. G. Panesar in South Extension to Delhi. She completed her MBBS from University of Delhi 1992 and MD Dermatology, Venerology and Leprosy from University of Delhi in 1996. And she is the life member of many associations, including Indian Association of Dermatologists, Venerologists, and life member Cosmetology Society of India. It's such a pleasure once again to have you with us, Dr. Gulshant Panesar. Very warm welcome to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sayukta.
So, doctor, as we are going to talk about winter and hair, my first question is how does hair get dry during winter? We see, all frizzy, dry hair during this time.
So, winter, as we know, is associated with the harsh cold winds and dry winds also. So, just as it affects the skin, which becomes dry, it affects the hair also, which can be stripped of the moisturizer. Also, during winters, we tend to use lot of warmers, heaters inside our homes. So that also further dries the air around inside the internal environment, the air around in the room, so which can further dry the hair. Then we also tend to bathe and wash hair with hot water because it's soothing. So again, though howsoever comfortable it is to wash, bathe with very hot water or slightly hotter water, let's say, so but it really again leaves the hair more dry. So in winters we have to be very very careful that we do not let the dry winds and the dry weather affect our skin as well as our hair.
Right. Another problem which I often faces is whenever we remove our winter caps, hoodies, etc. The static thing, it's like somebody has given a shock to our hairs and all our hair strands will be up. So that is another one problem that we faces. And then the challenge of washing our hairs in a regular interval. We feel that it's windy, it's cold. Why do we need to wash our hair regularly during this part of the year? What's your advice on that, doctor? How can we keep our hair really grounded and clean as well, a clean scalp as well? How important it is to maintain that hygiene level.
So, Sayukta, it so happens that when you are going out in during winters, it is advisable to cover your hair with a scarf or a hat so that the dry winds don't dry it further. But it should, just as I say, in for skin, there should be a layer of a soft cotton. Or similarly, I say the hat should have. You should not have a direct woolly or full of woolen fiber hat covering your hair, because that will again make it more dry and rough and make it stand and cause static. So it should have a satin lining. So it should be the inner side of the hat should always be smooth. One is that. And again, during winters, we do not encourage washing the hair that frequently, because it's going to strip the hair of its natural oils. So you can keep it clean by, let's say, washing it once a week or maybe just twice a week. In case it feels very dry, very dirty, you can use dry shampoos. But too much washing the hair in winters, we really don't advocate. You can just wash it once or twice a week to keep it clean. And when you are going out, it should be that the hat that you're wearing, which should have a satin lining or a soft cotton lining, and then you wear it hat, or maybe use a satin scarf, so that the direct dry winds do not the hair is not exposed to the dry winds and cold winds when you're going out. Maybe it's in some places it snows also, so the hair should
Right.
not be exposed to that.
Fair enough. And doctor, one another basic query people often ask about is the temperature of the water we uses to wash our hair. Either we'll use, very, very, because we all know that lukewarm is what we need to use, but then because it's cold, we tend to use little warmer or hot water for hair washes as well. What should be the ideal temperature, or at least, I mean, how or what kind of water we need to use?
So actually, I just said it before, and only that once one is that you do not wash that frequently, because you'll be
Right.
stripping the hair of its natural oils. You can definitely wash your hair almost daily during summers, but in winters,
Right.
be wary of that. And then the hair, water should not be too hot. Our body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. So ideally, the water used should be around 37, 38 degrees Celsius only. So that means that when you put your hand in the water or in the shower, it should feel neither too hot nor too cold. It should just feel close to that. I agree, it's a little difficult in winters, because even 37 falling on the body may feel colder, and one tends to, it is more comfortable to bathe with water over 40 degrees Celsius. But ideally, it should be around 37 to 38 or 39. Too much hot water will again strip off all the natural oils and
Okay.
make the hair leaving further dry. Unless you're, conditioning it that frequently. We also advocate, more frequently, maybe leave-in conditioners, or maybe, try and oil the endings, so that
Uh,
the hair is not left dry.
as you just mentioned that you need moisturizer as well for your hair in the form of maybe conditioner or leave-on conditioners, etc., or oiling at the end, etc. What I mean, would you be able to shed some more light over that? How to moisturize our hairs, especially during this part of the year?
So one can use in leave-in conditioners. There are a lot of leave-in conditioners available in the market, but then you can also use oil to moisturize the hair ends. Do not use too much oil on the top part, that is the scalp part, because there the natural oils are able to reach. So it's generally the ends which get dry. So you can use coconut oil, you can use olive oil, you can use the vitamin E, the capsule puncture, and you can make a mask, mix it with oil, and then apply it on the scalp. Then there are natural moisturizers. You can use mask made up out of banana with oil, and mashed bananas, or honey, mixed with olive oil, and put it on the hair. Do a shower cap, and wash it off after 20 minutes. These act like natural conditioners. Otherwise, for other if you cannot do the natural conditioners, you can use any conditioner which is available in the market, and which by hit and try that it suits you. Though I'm not a very big advocate of conditioners, because at times it leaves the hair very limp and causes fall. So that's why I'm telling about the natural hair
Naturally.
conditioners. Also, when you're using room heaters, very throughout the day we are staying in heated rooms, we can place
Hmm.
humidifiers there so that the hair doesn't lose the moisture. That also you can cause the your room air to be humidified, so that will also help. Plus you can oil, as I said, and you can use these
Hmm.
do it yourself hair masks to keep the hair supple. You can use olive oil. Take care that if you're young, that you're between 20 to 40 years of age, the sebaceous glands are quite active, so leave the oil on for 1 or 2 hours, and then you can use a milder shampoo to rinse it off. Leaving oil overnight we do not recommend for people in their young age group. For older people they can.
Okay. And as you said, leaving oil overnight or for hours on your scalp is not a good idea, especially for those who are younger. My question to you is, Dr. Dandruff is another very common problem we faces during winters. Even if it's not dandruff, we see, dry skin coming out, flakes, etc. Category wise, maybe it's not dandruff, but we do encounter as laymen, problems which look like dandruff issues. My question to you is, we are so obsessed with oiling our scalp, leaving it for hours, and in winters we get that much space, where we can leave the oil for hours, overnight, etc., and not bothering about that. So, as you said, it's not a good idea to keep the oil on your scalp for a longer time. What's the logic behind it, and what should be the right way? Keeping in mind the issue of dandruff as well.
So, see, the dandruff, first of all, you have to get it diagnosed that it is dandruff and not anything else. So, when they are young people, as I said, from 15 to let's say 40 years age group, and maybe even a male, they have the dandruff that they get is actually an overgrowth of a kind of commensal, a fungus, which is Pityrosporum, which the counts increase during winters, and then because of that there are dandruff. So sometimes it can be loose flaky dandruff, sometimes it can form patches or plaques as we call it, and it can even form seborrheic dermatitis, which can affect not only the scalp but also eyebrows and sides of the nose and sides of the mouth. So if it is that bad, and if it's accompanied by redness, patches, itching, it's best that you consult a dermatologist, so that because that would require treatment. It may require some mild antifungal, oral treatment, or it may require an antifungal solution to be applied. We'll take care of it. If the patient is little older, it's on the older side, that times it may be just dry skin, just like their skin, rest of the body is also drying. It may tend to dry even on the scalp, so it may be just a dry skin which is flaking off. So in that case you can again use oil and leave it on for 2 hours 3 hours and wash it off. And in if you're young, then obviously if getting very bad dandruff in winters, it's best to consult a dermatologist, and the dermatologist can decide if it requires simple anti-dandruff shampoo or it requires maybe some medications to be used for some time, generally 4 to 6 weeks, and it'll take care of the problem. And then the dermatologist, generally I also advise what preventive measures they can take once they have finished the course of the treatment. So the proper diagnosis of the dandruff is important.
Right. So proper diagnosis of the dandruff is important, and for that we need to go and consult a qualified dermatologist. Don't fall for other DIYs, over-the-counter products, etc. Don't go by what the influencers on various social media platforms are asking you to do. Please go and take advice from the correct person, which is a qualified dermat. That's really important. There is a question quite related with what we were discussing, so I'll take it right away. So, Hannah Thakur is asking, Doctor, should I oil my hair more in winter?
Yes, definitely. We've answered it. Depending on her age, I don't know her age, but we definitely need to oil a little more often in winters. As I said, if you're young, then you can, rather than oiling the scalp, you can oil more on the tips, the endings. and leave it on for an hour or two, and then wash it off. And you should go for frequent trims as well, so that there are no dry, loose split ends which can damage the hair which is damaged. It's better to go for regular trims every 4 to 6 weeks. So just the tips are cut. And yes, you can definitely go oil your hair more frequently in winters than in summers or monsoon, definitely. And again, if you're young, I always say that you should oil less on the scalp and more on the tips, and then just wash it off.
Okay. And we also face excessive hair fall during winters, doctor. Any particular reason behind that?
So hair fall can need not definitely be just in winters. It can be um even during summers or monsoon. But if the hair root is weak, if we have a live portion of the hair is only inside the scalp, the hair root, what you're seeing outside is a shaft, which is the dead part. So if the roots are healthy, you should not be seeing a hair fall at all in any season. If the hair root is not very well supplied by good nourishment, good blood flow, good nutrition, and if there is some stress, so one can experience hair fall. And to an extent, maybe to some people, they winters doesn't suit. Constitutionally, they like there are certain diseases which get aggravated in winters, like psoriasis. There's like atopic dermatitis. So if one has underlying problems, maybe they are atopic, maybe they have psoriasis, so they may face more hair fall during winters. But it's not that just in winters, if one is healthy, one can see more hair fall. If the hair root is healthy, you will not see a hair fall. If there is more hair fall that's happening, and it's been happening for more than a month or two, or maybe even more than 6 months, you should better consult a dermatologist to take your complete history and evaluate why the hair fall is happening. Could be hormonal reasons, could be stress, could be nutritional. So there are many reasons to hair fall. Just the weather is not, could be
Right.
just
So
one,
again,
could be one part of it, not the whole.
right. So don't blame weather completely. Go and consult a doctor in case you're having extensive hair fall.
Yeah, so
And diagnosis is really important.
excessive hair fall is telogen effluvium, and we call it as acute if it's less than 6 months, and chronic if it's more than 6 months. So if it's more than 6 months, it definitely merits proper diagnosis.
Okay, no problem. So, doctor, my question is that winter is also, we are blessed to have so many colorful fruits and vegetable options during winter. And as you said, good diet, your inner health is very important to have good hair roots. My question to you is how we can utilize these fruits and vegetables, especially during these 3-4 months of winters. What we can include in our thali where we can have, which can boost our hair health.
So in winter we are blessed with many good vegetables. We have plenty of greens. So we have all sorts of the sag that we say, the all the green leafy
Leafy
greens.
vegetables.
Yeah,
Yeah.
leafy greens are available during winters. Then a lot of fruits are available during winters. And also we can go easy on nuts and seeds. So at times in summer we are not able to maybe digest. A lot of many people can't digest too much of nuts and all.
Right.
So in winters, it's a good idea to include all the leafy greens, all the different, the vegetables that we can have, and all of different colors. Then whatever we have plenty of citrus fruit and strawberries and different berries that are available. Again, should be included in the diet, because every fruit is a good source of antioxidants. So the we can include all seasonal fruit in the diet. And also
Hmm.
I would suggest having flax seeds, chia seeds, sunflower seeds. We can have it more frequently. They are all oily product, oily seeds. So in winters we can, go easy and consume a little more oily. They contain essential fatty acids, so they should be used. Almonds can be included. Handful of walnuts can be included. So you can actually tend to include more things in your diet, because our appetite and all generally is a little more during winters. And summers we don't like eating that much, and maybe it's not that easy to digest in summers as well. So
Right.
leafy greens, then all the seasonal berries and fruit and nuts, which provide, all the trace elements like copper, manganese, magnesium, zinc. They will be naturally supplemented, and all the seeds which provide all the essential fatty acids should be supplemented.
Right. So eat and eat healthy during this part of the year because, as Dr. Vanessa said, that's very correct. We can actually eat and digest during this part of the year, and that helps us stock, really good for which can really go well for the rest of the time. So eat and eat healthy. There are so many
So
questions coming in. Yes, doctor,
yes, to
please.
add that, we have carrots also available in winter. So carrot can be consumed in so many different ways. We Indians have a very rich culinary heritage, so you can make it a halwa. Then we have the Indian gooseberry, very very good source of vitamin C,
Yes.
also very good for immunity. So should include all of these. We should take advantage of all of our good. Our country being fertile, and getting good fruit and vegetables available.
Yeah. So let's make most out of it. So
Yes.
we have Pia Sharma with us, doctor, and her question is coloring hair in winter safe and a good idea?
So coloring has got nothing to do with winter and summer. So see, color is containing certain chemicals. So you are exposing your hair to those chemicals, and if you are not allergic to it and you have been using it in the past, you can definitely use it, be it summer, winter, monsoon. If you are allergic to the chemical in the color, then you will get the allergy, whether it is summer, winter, monsoon. So when you're using hair color, the only thing to take care is that you should not be allergic to it. Only thing is that at times during winters, just because if your scalp is too dry, or if there is some other dermatitis, maybe a seborrheic dermatitis, maybe there is psoriasis on the scalp, then it may irritate more during winters. But barring that, if there is I mean, when it comes to coloring, the season doesn't matter. Your underlying
Right.
health and your scalp health matters, and if you're allergic to or irritant to it, that matters.
Okay. And doctor, before we sum up the whole session, any take home message, any do's and don'ts that you would like to highlight before we conclude?
So I would say that during winters, what you need to do is pay attention to your diet, and as I have already enumerated what all to include in the diet, pay attention to a regular sleep. Keep yourself well hydrated, because at times in winters we don't tend to drink water. We tend to not have water. So a glass of warm water, you can warm the water slightly, if not wanting to have cold water. It will be very good for the digestive system. And then keep yourself stress free. Do regular exercise. Then also include almonds, walnuts, and some nuts in your diet. Include seeds in your diet. And do not let excessive dryness affect your hair by using maybe oiling the hair tips, and using a humidifier in the room, not using very hot water to wash your hair, and using a satin or a cotton lining if you're using a hat, or maybe use a satin scarf when you're going out. So it's best that the hair is covered so that it's not exposed to the dry winds. And yes, this should take care of generally practically everything. And if there is a condition that you face, maybe excessive hair fall, maybe seborrheic dermatitis, whatever. Maybe too drier hair, then you can always consult a dermatologist. Maybe you do require some medications for a short period of time to take care of the problem. So this should take care of the winters very very well.
Okay, that was so kind of you, Doctor, because I'm sure these do's and don'ts will help us a long way. And thank you for joining us. Thank you for making this session so informative, like always. It was wonderful talking to you, Doctor. Thank you so very much, Dr. Panesar.
Thank you, Sanjukta. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor, and viewers. Thank you for your active participation in today's session. Stay connected to our beautiful, spotless skin page. Have a great evening ahead. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.